Hello, everybody. Welcome to World at War Comics. Back again, my good friend, Mr. Todd Black. He is here to talk about Tokyo Blade Detective. Let's do it, my friend. How you doing, Todd?
It's hot.
Yeah,
It's so hot out there. Like
yeah,
gods. Yeah. Aside from that, I am doing all right. Just taking it one comic project at a time.
yeah. No, absolutely. It's the only thing you could do, right? We both
All
kind
right.
of live in the Midwest or the middle of, I don't know where you're at, considered middle. I don't know why it is,
Oh
but
yeah, it's Midwest. Illinois is Midwest.
Midwest. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So we get a lot of humidity where we're at. We were just talking about, even if it's like
So
80
bad.
degrees, sometimes you just melt because of the humidity.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
gotta suffer through, my friend.
Yeah, I had to go to the bank for a Comic-Con recently, and I walked to the bank because it's not that far from me, but I was like feeling it on my skin. I go into the bank, and it's nice and cool because it's got AC, and I'm there for like 10 minutes, and my body adjusts, and then I leave, and then right as I get out the second set of doors, you just feel the wall, and it's just like oh. Yeah,
Yeah, even sometimes, I mean, not in our house, but in some buildings, because we have a lot of older buildings down here, you'll
yeah,
see precipitation coming through the walls. It'll just look wet. It's so weird.
that is weird.
Yeah, it's awful. It's
Oh,
miserable.
oh, the lives we live.
Oh, the lives we live. Yes. And here we are talking about comic books. Can't be all bad.
Right, comics. Yes, that's why I'm here. Sure.
Well, let's jump into your Kickstarter. You got 4 days left, so we're gonna post this right away. Let's try and get as many backers for Todd as possible. This is issue 10 too, right?
Yes, milestone issue in many ways.
Milestone, big time. And you're in the middle of your third arc, right?
Correct.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Miko, the 16-year-old, doing his thing. So
Her.
I'm sorry, her. I'm sorry. Yeah. Miko doing her own thing, and man, I cannot wait to jump into this. Let's look at the Kickstarter.
Let's do it.
All right, give me a second.
Go ahead.
Showing my age now. There we go. Here it is. Let's take a look.
Wrong. There you go.
Boom. There we go.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So let's jump right into it. Todd, we'll come down here. Let me know what is so unique about issue 10 and what can fans expect?
Well, for those who don't remember my last appearance, Tokyo Blade Detectives is my anime comic. It's set in Japan 200 years into the future. Guns are outlawed and only the blade can rule. Laser blades, that is. It stars Miko and Michio, two detectives who just try and make it through it all. And in this third arc, they actually get hired to hunt down a serial killer. What could possibly go wrong? Uh, and in this arc, we actually get a bit of a dual storyline going because we have the present situation, which is a serial killer, and then, as we revealed last issue, in the past, there was the rise of another faction that they're going to try and put a stop to. So there's this very interesting, like, what's going on here? Where is this leading to? And the levels escalate very quickly. And this issue especially I was very proud of because we actually see them be detectives. And because the first two issues we teased it and we saw like beats of it, but then it was just like, okay, here's the anime action because you need the action, and that's all good. But like they are detectives, they do have to solve stuff. They do have to get inside the minds of these people to figure out where to go next. And I got to show that here. But there are some cool action beats and some teases of what's coming in the next issue, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That is awesome. Let's talk about your creative team because you have a pretty amazing team.
Yes.
Obviously, here you are, who we're
Hi.
talking to right now. Um, give us a little bit of background just to let people know, because you have been doing this actually for quite a while and you've written quite a bit. So let's kind of go through that because I think fans need to know that this isn't your own only title. You've done
No.
quite a bit out in comic book world.
Yes, I have. This that is me, and yes, that is Stitch. Actually, he's over there. Uh, but I am the writer creator of many books. I have, as my bio says right there, I've written over 50, published over 50 stories, not including anthologies, and I've written all sorts of genres, including anime, sci-fi, fantasy, Disney Pixar style. I've written numerous mystery stories, superheroes. I've done it all, and I've got more on the way. I love creating stories, man. It's what I do, and I love being the creativity of it all. I love coming up with these fun characters and putting them through all sorts of crap, and they're like, okay, you'll deal with it eventually, just roll with this. Uh, it's a lot of fun, but yes, I absolutely would not be here without my team. So if you want to scroll down a little bit, the main artist is Lon Vivant, who I've never met, online relationships and all that. I seriously don't even know what he looks like. He's never given me a picture, and I was like, "Do you want a picture?" He goes, "No, it's fine." I'm like, okay, Lom. Lom has been the dedicated artist on Tokyo Blade Detectives this whole series. Every interior page is him. He's great. It took a while to find him because I really wanted a dedicated, really good anime style artist, and it was him. It was absolutely him. He crushes it on the action sequences. I love his showing of the laser swords, as I love to call them. Yeah, he just makes. Actually, if you scroll back up really quick a little bit, a little more, a little more. Right? Nope, a little more. More, more. I forgot it was up that high. Keep going. Keep going. Right there.
Oh
Like
yeah.
just look how the swords just pop. There's like he makes him feel both, solid and yet flowing all at the same time. I didn't tell him to do that. All I was just like, hey, here's the picture. Have their laser swords looking good, as they summon them. And he goes, okay, and he pops out something like that. I'm just like, I didn't ask for that, but I'm glad he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's the header image for the comic campaign, because I'm like, that's a really good image.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, but Lom's really good. He takes direction well, and I'm like, "Hey, can we go big on this?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." We just got done with a page. It's like one of the final pages of the comic. We're already almost done, even though the campaign's not done yet. And I'm like, "Hey, we're going to be in a different district of Tokyo here because I'm trying to, reemphasize that, it's futuristic, but it's still Tokyo in Japan." I'm like, we're going to be in a district that we haven't been to yet. And he goes, okay. So he literally looked up a picture from one of the districts that we hadn't been to yet. And he took like a couple buildings from it and put it in the shot, like almost point for point.
That's
And I was
awesome.
just, yeah, he's very good about that. I mean, he's not from Japan. He's actually from, he's from Laos. But he's like,
That
no,
was
we got,
It was Vietnam, right?
yeah, it was Vietnam.
Yeah.
And it was like, if we're going to do this, might as well be accurate. I'm just like, yeah, sure. Like in my last arc, we were introducing a new character named Wolf,
Mhm.
and like think big enforcer type. And I was like, okay, here's how he's gonna look. He's gonna have the mask and everything. I was like, draw him with like a giant broadsword. And he goes, well, if he's Japanese, they don't have broadswords. They have naginatas though. I'm like, yeah, that works. I hadn't even thought about that. I was just picking like a large buster like Cloud Strife style sword. And he's like, we could do that, or we could actually be accurate to Japan and make it, Naginatas. I'm like, okay, thank you, Lom.
It's good you
So
have that kind of collaboration. That's
I
awesome.
need that. I
Yeah,
need that because I
yeah.
do try to be accurate, but there's things that slip by me sometimes, and so that's why it's good to have someone who's as passionate about it as I am. As for my editor, that's Matt Shore right there. He's also a comic book creator himself. I was actually just at a con with him the
Mm.
other day. He specializes in horror. So every time someone can say to me, "Oh, I just like horror comics," I go, "Take two steps to your left. He's right over there." We did that all weekend because there's always people like, "I love horror stuff." I'm like, "There, go to Matt." He's a great guy, very supportive, and he loves doing editing, also video editing. He's done a few of that for the Kickstarters in the past. Just overall, really nice guy. He loves doing unique stories. I mean, he made a zombie Moby Dick story. I mean, come on. It's okay. Why not?
Why not? Why not?
Why not? And then finally, we have Alex Garcia, who is literally my go-to artist on like almost everything. He does the cover art for Tokyo, and he does the lettering, which makes him a godsend. And if you scroll down just a little bit, those four books right there, three of them are all Alex.
Mm.
So Home was the only one that wasn't. I hired some other artists for that, but all the rest of them was pretty much Alex start to finish. So and the vast majority of the 50 books I've made have been done by Alex Garcia. So the only reason he's not on Tokyo is because I knew I was getting to a situation where I'm doing all these projects. I can't have Alex do all of them because it would take too much time.
Yeah.
It's like I need you to focus on this task, and then we're going to do that one. So like right now, I've honestly got 3 to 4 different teams of artists working with me, along with Tokyo, Alex on some other books, and then a secret project that I'll come on a future podcast to tell you about. But
Sweet.
I had to hire a new team for that. So I learn, I learn. But Alex is the best. If he say, "Hey, I need this kind of style," he goes, "Okay." If I need this kind of style, he goes, "Okay." Um, so I would not be here without Alex. That is absolutely canon. So
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
It's so important to have a good team for consistency. And your fans will notice too, right? If you don't have that kind of collaboration, people who
Yeah.
read anything, no matter what title it is, you can kind of tell when things aren't jiving. You're like, I'm not sure the artist and the writer are on the same page on this. So just hearing that collaboration, the back and forth, should give everyone confidence that they're about to jump into something a lot of fun and
Yeah.
very enjoyable.
One of the biggest things I would give advice-wise to new creators is don't hire the first artist you find
Hmm.
unless you're absolutely sure that they're the one. Because whether it was with Tokyo, my secret project, or certain other ones, I've had to like seriously think, are the prices too high? I know because I'm on a budget. Does their style fit? I often do tests with people just to see if, what I say to them comes across and they make it a certain way. My secret project, for example, I've been trying to find people for like, God, it's almost 2 years basically. And every time I think I get close, they do things. I'm just like, that's not what I asked for. This isn't what we agreed on. It hurts, but you have to say like, okay, this isn't working. Let's step back and I'll just look for someone else. It happens in this industry. All right. But the most important thing, especially when you're an indie publisher like me, is that it's your book and you want it to look the best it can. And so if something ain't jiving with you, you need to put the brakes on it before A, you spend a whole lot more money, and B, there's no going back. So it's hard, but when you do find that collaboration team like I have with Alex or with Lam, uh, you get to a point where it's like, yeah, I know I can count on these guys, and then the sky's the limit. So
Not really good feedback, and I couldn't agree with you more.
thank you.
Yeah, let's look at these reward tiers.
Yeah. So I try to cover all bases for regardless of your pledge level. So for example, if you're a returning person, we got PDF version for $5. We got physical copy for 10. Stickers, which is for some reason popular. I never knew. Um, this is like stickers. I don't get it. But we have that for 12. If you want to get your name in the book, pledge to 15 or higher. And then for you new uh people who want to get on this, you can get all of it digitally for $30 or physically for 80.
That's a pretty
So
good deal for
yeah,
sure.
you're getting some savings here, and I know some people in the comic trade would be like, Todd, you should up those prices. I'm like, I'm good for now. I'm good for now. I'm still making profit, so just trying to be enticing. But yeah. So if you're like, I want to catch up on this, but I can't start at number 10, you won't. Just pledge to one of these tiers, and you'll get all 10 issues sent right to you.
Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and that is actually a shot of my Comic Con table because you can get everything that I have made either in the comics or comics and novels
Yeah.
for 150 or 125 bucks, depending what you like. And then, as I mentioned before with Alex, these are some of the pages that he's made, and you can get a custom Tokyo Blade Detectives image made by him if you want.
That's cool, man. That's so
Yeah. And then my personal favorite, the cameo tier. You can get drawn into the comic. Yeah. And if you scroll down a little bit,
Yeah.
that page right there actually features one of the cameo backers is a good friend of mine, John Gleckler. And he was like, I'm gonna put you in a fight page. He goes, that's awesome. He's like, you're gonna get beat up a lot. He goes, I'll put that on a shirt.
That looks awesome too, by the way.
Yeah, Lom knocked it out of the park with that one. So
Yeah, that looks dope.
but yeah, like that's just one of the ways you can get featured in a cameo tier. Oh, okay. This is a funny story. We're making number 10, and we get to this one page where there's like some a conflict between Miko and someone else. And Lom finishes the page, and I go, Lam, I think there's something wrong with this page. This guy doesn't have a head. And Miko didn't cut it off. I know that. And I'm like, what's going on here? And he goes, oh, I just didn't draw the head because I figured it'd be a cameo backer. I'm like, okay. I never mentioned that would be a cameo page, but he's so wired to this by now. It's like, no, you could probably put a cameo person there. But without that knowledge, it looks like he got decapitated somehow. I'm just like, that's not what it says in the page.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, again, you guys have been working together for 10 issues, which is huge.
Mhm.
He probably kind of gets you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He,
he's like,
he
yeah,
knows it's coming.
yeah, he knows it's coming. He's down. He knows the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. We got
Yeah.
some add-ons.
Yeah, basically, every comic or novel that I have ever made is here for you to get. Guardians, which is my superhero series, Home, which is my sci-fi fantasy miniseries, 10,000 Miles, which is my Disney Pixar style story. You got Take the House, which is my heist comic. Five Bullets, Six Men, which is my now very popular, apparently, noir story. I've been selling that book so much at Comic Cons recently. I don't get it. It's just like, oh yeah, that one looks interesting. Like, okay, here you go. Why
That's
can't
all.
it always be that easy?
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa, which is a biographical comic actually with an AEW wrestler, All Elite Wrestling. She was great to work with. And then Secrets of Science, which is my STEM comic, if you will. And then there's also my Sherlock Holmes books. Got six of them. If you're interested, we sell give them to you digitally or physically, and in part. And then As We Wander the Stars, which is my sci-fi novel series, which I'm very, very proud of. We just released book two earlier this year, and now we are. I'm happy to get that out there. So I've got. If you have a type outside of horror, it's I got you.
I love it. I love it. And quickly, let's just check out the previews page. Here's the cover right here.
Yeah.
And this is done by Lom.
No, this is Alex.
Oh, Alex. Okay, Alex.
Alex does the covers, and Lom does the interiors.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's the cover. Here's the interiors if you want to know a little bit more about that and what
Yeah.
you can expect, which looks awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. As I love the banter here, it's just like, we could just kill him. Miko, we can't just do that. Well, I can't wait. Like, I love the dynamic between these two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good
See,
stuff. So I'm going to make it really easy for everybody. We're going to put the link right below. I'm going to share this all over social media.
please.
We'll get this out right away. But everybody get over to Kickstarter and back this issue, man. Get all of it if you haven't got it all already. But yeah, man, this looks pretty awesome. As always, Todd, Tokyo Blade Detective, issue number 10. You can get all the back
Detectives.
issues. Detectives. Yep, yep. Looks awesome, man.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Of course.
Yeah, I'm very proud of this issue and this arc and this series. It's actually one of my favorites to write. It's weird. This is actually the second longest series I have. First one was Guardians, which was 20 issues before we moved on to other projects. And I intentionally did like, mini series or one shots. So Tokyo was my technically my second attempt to do an ongoing and to be here, 10 issues, 10 successfully funded Kickstarters once 10 is done on Monday. Uh, it's awesome. And I'm so grateful to everyone, including you, who supported me last time. I am grateful. Uh, Even if you didn't remember that Miko was a girl.
I got him mixed up with what's his name?
Michio.
Michio. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all
Michio.
right.
Yep.
You do a lot of these interviews. I don't expect you to
I
remember
do a
every
lot,
detail.
and I read it the last time that we were together, so it's been a little bit of
It's
whatever that
it's
was. Yeah,
it's fine. It's been a few months,
yeah, it's
so
been a few months, but yeah,
we're all
definitely
good.
great title. Art is awesome,
Yeah.
and yeah, congratulations on everything, Todd.
Thank you.
As
Eh,
always, man, you've done a lot. You've accomplished a lot in writing, and you should be very proud of everything that you've done.
I am. It's nice to hear that though. It is. I deal with imposter syndrome all the time. I do, which is weird because like, oh, but you've made so much. I'm like, yeah, but you always want to do more, and you always want to reach that next level. And every Kickstarter is a struggle, and that's just how it is. But you keep pushing through, and you keep meeting new people like you, Thomas, and hopefully some of your listeners, and you just keep trying, you keep creating, and then you just see how the next book does, and then the next book. And like I said, I've got other projects already in the works right now that I can't wait to share with others. So it's going to be a good time, I think.
Yeah, I think I can't remember who said I was talking to. Well, actually, I had Mark Miller on.
Oh,
Um,
that's right. I remember that one. That was awesome.
yeah, and he said the only way you could get good at writing is to continually write. You just got to
Right.
write and write and write, and you are the epitome of that. With over 50 different things that you've written that I'm aware of, not including some of the other stuff I probably don't know.
Well, like smaller, I did
Writing,
some smaller anthologies earlier in my career.
yeah,
So
well, that's how you get good. You just got
that's
to
how
keep
I
writing.
say, yeah.
Got to
And
keep.
that's also why I branch out into all these genres. It's because it's a different challenge. It's like, okay, you can't apply, superheroes to like a Star Trek book. I mean, you could, but like it'd be a little bit weird. And then, obviously writing anime style or crime noir, you just need to put yourself into it. And I love all these kinds of genres. So it's really exciting for me to say, okay, how can I make this story special? How can I make these characters different? How do these make everything unique? It's a lot of fun. That's why I love keep writing. And I've got so many other ideas in my head. It's like I always make the joke when cons tell me to write a bio. They go, tell us about, like I'm gonna keep writing until I have no ideas left in my head. Dot dot dot. It's gonna take a while. So,
That's a good thing. That's a good
yeah,
thing, writer to
I
have.
think it is.
I think
I
so
think
too.
it is.
I think so too. Well, also put your socials down there. You and I talk on Blue Sky all the
Yes, we
time.
do.
So Blue Sky is probably the one you're most active on, I assume.
I try to be.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be better at marketing. That's just the rule when it comes to comics. But I do love Blue Sky. It's very nice,
Mhm.
inclusive community. I am still on Twitter. I try and post there a lot just because obviously it's Twitter, so you need to be there. But I'm definitely more interactive on Blue Sky because I do a lot more scrolling there these days.
Yeah.
It's so nice. So, yeah.
Well, very good. I'll make sure your socials are down there too. So if you're not following Todd, you should. That way you stay up to date. Just in case I miss something and he's not on for some reason, you could still find out everything that's going on within Todd's writer's world. We'll call
Like
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, and just because I'm not sure when this is gonna go live, the Kickstarter for Tokyo Blade Detectives number 10 ends June 3rd. I almost said January. That's a long campaign. June 30th at 7 p.m. But I do have late pledges scheduled, so if you somehow don't see this till after that date, you can still pledge. Some tiers will be restricted, like the Cameo tier, but other ones like digital comics, physical comics, those will still be available for you to get.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that Kickstarter started doing that. I
Yeah,
think,
I got some late pledges last time. I was just like, oh, this is nice.
yeah. I think I know for me, sometimes, I have my comic shop where I go, but sometimes I go on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, or I know there's a Zoop is another one that's starting to get a little bit bigger, and I'll just scroll and just see what's there. And once in a while, something pops, and you're like, oh, I'll grab that. So it's kind of my online shopping comic book store. So, and Kickstarter obviously has the most, so I spend a
Yeah,
bit more time on there. And plus,
yeah,
everybody I have on normally has a Kickstarter.
yeah.
Once in a while, we'll get a Fund My Comic or an Indiegogo, but or Zoop. I work with Zoop a lot. I actually really like Zoop. Zoop is awesome because not only do they um, provide a platform like Kickstarter, they do all of your shipping for you. So
Ooh,
all you
I'll
do
remember that for
is,
next time.
and they also can do your printing. So they're kind of an all in one stop shop.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's another option. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more expensive because they
Ah, there it
do
is.
everything for you, right?
Yeah,
'Cause if they're printing for you, obviously you have the printing costs. If they're
right.
doing the shipping for you, there's a shipping fee for that. But as you start to get, I think anything over 100, it's a pain. You're
It
super
is.
appreciative, but it's a lot of work. I don't want to say a pain; it's just a lot of work.
Oh, it
Um,
is.
so as you
The one
continue to grow,
the, the one thing I know this is going to sound mean, but the one thing I hate about Kickstarter outside the stress,
yeah,
obviously, is when you have to. I think I actually have one right here. There
yeah,
we go. Ugh. Fill out the envelopes.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I buying them is easy. You just get them
Yeah,
on Amazon, but then you have to like, put them here and they go get the labels, but you can't, the labels aren't work for everything. And then you still got to write like all their addresses and then you got to hope they don't get like the return to sender. I'm just like, I wrote what you told me,
yeah.
especially for international ones because they have all the weird ones. And it's just like, I'm writing this exactly as you tell me and you can't give me crap.
Yeah,
So,
exactly, exactly. Well, Todd, always a pleasure talking to you. Really enjoy going back and forth with you on Blue Sky. That's where I talk to you the most. But
yep.
everybody, get out there, get your Tokyo Blade Detectives right now. It's available. You got 4 more days to go. Let's help him get past that 100 backer mark, and yeah, you'll get another amazing comic sent to you.
Yep. Appreciate all your help, Thomas. It means a lot.
Absolutely, Todd. Anytime, my friend. Hope you have a great rest of your week and a weekend.
You too.
All right, bye bye.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.